hear you all day. You don't want me, but it's okay.
Welcome everyone to the Best Damn Podcast. I am your host, John Keene. As always, I would like to thank you guys for joining me. I ask that you please add, follow, check us out, www.spreaker.com/user/Best Damn Podcast. Also check out the bestdampodcast.tv. Follow me, Instagram, Best Damn Podcast, Twitter, The Real Best Damn, and wherever you're watching from, please make sure to subscribe, follow, hit the like, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and share this link. Share it. Get it out there. That way new people can find us and new people can see us. Looks like we have Karen Wager, Shelly Philippi, Diane Livermore, Sally Smith over on Facebook Live, Up Yours 73, SBBS, Corey G, Charlie Jones, William Noel, Tim Hamby. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you. Today, first and foremost, let me go ahead and make the announcement that tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be having Global Witness Derek Bros come on the channel. And I'm just going to go ahead and let you know it's going to be a good one, man. It's going to be a good one. We're going to have a really good show tonight. We're going to be talking about some amazing things. So everybody, 6 p.m. Eastern Time tonight, please join me and check out the Global Witness. Derek Bros, I put his channel link in the description of this as well. Go subscribe. Today, though, we're going to be getting into the door of everything. The door of everything. I have been you can call it just stumbling along, I guess, like my ego has at least been stumbling along into so many amazing different texts and videos, and I've just had so much stuff come in. I wanted to share this with you guys because this is one of the coolest books I've ever read. It says here, The Door of Everything, written by Ruby Nelson, Part 1, The Vision. I was crowned by my God. My crown is living. I received the face and fashion of a new person, and the thought of truth led me on. I walked after it. I did not wonder. And all that have seen me were amazed, and I was regarded by them as a strange person. And he who knew and brought me up is the Most High in all his perfection. And he glorified me by his kindness and raised my thoughts to the height of his truth. And from thence he gave me the way of his precepts, and I opened the doors that were closed, and broke in pieces the bars of iron, but my iron melted and dissolved before me. Nothing appeared closed to me, because I was the door of everything. From the Odes of Solomon. I was the door of everything. We're in an interesting time right now. A very interesting time. I think of certain events that have happened recently on the earth that, to me, I think were very symbolic of great change that's taking place right now. And the change is a change in consciousness, in human consciousness, in the way that we are able to not only manifest and attract, manipulate the energy that is everything. That is us. That is us. That's what we're talking about right here. And the doors to everything. I broke in pieces the bars of iron. My iron melted and dissolved before me. It's because you are a magnetic being. We wield both the power of good and evil. When it's talking about the narrow gate, it's coming into balance and neutrality with both of those things. Because they are just concepts of the human mind. When we think about God and what God actually is, God would be everything. God would be good, God would be evil, God would be all. And from thence he gave me his way of his precepts, and I opened the doors that were closed. In our life, because of the karma that we build up, and because of the way that our thoughts are so powerful. And I wrote down an acronym here. Thoughts, emotions, actions, results. Showing you the magnetic process of the way that we're made in the entirety of the earth. Everything falls in line under this law, right? This rule. Thoughts, emotions, actions, results. Thought, right? Thought. That's where it all begins. That's where it starts. That's where the seed becomes the seed, which transfers into our emotions. We create the idea because we are co-creators. We are all creating right now, right? And we're creating not just the past, but the future, because every day, every moment is just the present. Time is also an illusion. When we talk about quantum effect and things of that nature, we talk about a paradoxical reality, one that is and isn't existing all at the same time. And you think about the illusion of duality, that's what that does with a paradoxical reality. It takes something that's infinite and everlasting and constantly expanding. There's no end. And it loops it so where it can flow congruently. But see, we create distortions whenever we have different thoughts or ideas about what creation is, what that source of life is within us, which creates different polarizing moments to each end of the spectrum that we call good and evil, light and darkness, positive and negative. This is all just the same energy, the same thing, which is the same thing in line before the thought. Right? The pre-existing, eternal everything, the infinite. And that's the point of even being on the earth, is to try to reconnect that and align your physical body, align your emotions, align your thoughts, align everything within your being to that pre-existing. And all that have seen me were amazed, and I was regarded by them as a strange person. And all that have seen me were amazed, and I was regarded by them as a strange person. Why? Why would we be strange? Who is we? The strangeness comes from not conforming to the world. Not buying into the beliefs, not hooking on to the dogmas. That's where the strangeness comes from. Because, you see, this creative spirit, this creative force that has manifest everything and will do so infinitely, is alien to this world and to man. Man has created a distortion of this energy and has polarized himself away from this pre-existing. So anyone that's in tune and that's in a line with this pre-existing, with this source of all things, appears strange to everyone around them. Why? Because they're not conforming to the rules. There are no rules. Only the ones in which you create, which can also be undone. And some of these things might be, kind of hard for some to understand, but I promise you, if you ask your higher self and you seek within your highest self, you'll find. I walked after it and I did not wonder. It means I let my higher self lead me. I did not wonder. I knew, the all-knowing, that I have all the answers, that everything I see is a manifestation of myself, that everything is me and I am it. So everything I touch, everything I approach, everything I come into contact with, I come with a vibration of love, healing, forgiveness, because I'm trying to shift and transmute any possible negative karma of the past that I created with when I wasn't aware, when I was in my thoughts, when I was using my words. And I'm transmuting that energy. And any person that does me wrong, I forgive them. Because if I don't, I'm only holding it against myself, because that is me. We have shared realities in which we experience with one another, but in truth, every one of us is in our own personal world, our own personal creation, and we are the God of that. Because we are God. Everyone. We're all a piece. But a piece of the infinite is still infinite. And that's what God wanted for us. When we think about religion, think about how condemning it is. Right? Like this all-loving creator God would separate you from this loving force for eternity. Does that even make sense? Right? Oh, you would have to, some type of sacrifice. That, I mean, come on now. I was crowned by my God. My crown is living. Now look around you. This corona, right? Crown, virus of the crown, virus of the crown chakra, virus of the Son of God, because you are the Son of God, if you're watching this. My crown is living. The Father Consciousness. Walk with me. The guiding voice of Father Consciousness at the center of your soul. I will lead you gently onward and raise your thoughts to the height of truth. I am the light of life within you, and I have continued to shine through all the darkness of your manifold experiences. But your darkness has comprehended me not. I am also the light of the world and the power thereof by which it was made. Contrary to appearances, I am not a lazy God who created the world and rested, then kept right on resting, indifferent to the fate of the many souls I made. The truth is that I am always with you, no matter where you are, and for in me you live and move and have your being. If you would become conscious of my presence, look squarely in my face. Stretch your mind and heart and take a long, thorough, independent look. I will be everywhere, staring boldly back at you. If you look at the sky, you will know that I am blue. If you look at the night, you will know that I am black. If you look at a leaf, you will know that I am green. If you look at the midday sun, I will dazzle you with my brightness. If you look into the eyes of your husband or wife, you see me twinkle. If you look at the ground on which you stand, you will know that it is holy. Every particle of dirt under your feet is a manifestation of my consciousness expressing in matter. And in the microcosmic structure of this dirt exists the unchallenged pattern of my universal perfection. If you could behold these particles of dirt which extend vision, you would see that they are vibrant with my eternal light. This radiant light of my presence is in all things, from the lowly weak to the stately trees to the most opulent galaxies far flung in space. The kitten curled up in your lap is as much a part of me as the baby on your knee. And whatever you do to the least of one of these, you also do unto me. Normally, you may not think of me when you behold such commonplace things as weeds or trees or babies. You are more likely to think of me when telescopes peer into the depths of my unbounded cosmos and bring back news of the awe-inspiring reaches of stars and galaxies and cosmic clouds, or when you hear mysterious mumblings about other dimensions and other realms. A baby, you say, or weed, or tree, is just something formed from the dust of the earth. And what is the dust of the earth, except a part of that awe-inspiring cosmos which just reminded you of me? Is there anything less awe-inspiring about a baby than about a galaxy, excluding, of course, the difference in size? Perhaps if size were to be consideration, the baby would be the most awe-inspiring because so much of my light has been contained in such a compact bundle. When have you felt lost and desperate, yearning for a sign from me? You were surrounded by exquisite signs of beauty, growth, and color, and you recognized them not as being mine. True, my form is familiar to you. You have seen it every day. I built your world out of my own spirit and filled it with my all-pervading presence so you would know indisputably that in me you live and move and have your being. In me, in me, in me, in me. And in you I live and move and have my being. My being. My being. In 1,000 different places you keep searching for me. finding tidbits of information about me everywhere you look, though most of it turns out to be intangible and incomplete, failing to show you the way to the first-hand consciousness of my presence. Nevertheless, the restlessness in your soul motivates you to keep the search continuing. Deep beneath your heart is a tantalizing sureness that oneness with me can be found. Yet I seem ever to elude, to stay just beyond reach, to lure you onward for a time and then desert you in some cul-de-sac of confusion and frustration. All the while I'm so close to you, I have been overlooked. You have taken me for granted until you can no longer recognize me. As you reach outward, hoping to find me, I hide in your mind, your heart, your soul. I hide in the consciousness within you. For I am your well of living waters, your reservoir of life force. And if you will learn to draw from my resources eagerly and deliberately, these resources will increase and multiply until your entire being is transformed into a vessel unceasingly running over with my holy radiance. My presence as your inner consciousness is just as infinite as my unending presence in the cosmos all around you. Like an iceberg on the sea, 9/10 of which is out of sight. I live within you in the form of a mind with 9/10 of me being submerged beneath your awareness. The expanse of an iceberg underwater is just as real as the tip extending above the surface, and the expanse of a mind submerged below your conscious awareness is just as real as the surface mind with which you do your thinking. The submerged mind is like a sunken treasure chest, chock full of wonders, waiting for you to discover it and draw it to the surface. For the most part, it's lies, neglected and untouched, and even though I have stored within it all my powers, all my wisdom, all the truth in the cosmos, the record of existence, the force that quickens and perfects, the peace that passes understanding, and the love that conquers all. This submerged mind is your center of divine wisdom. An area of mind that does not think in the normal sense of the word. It knows. The nature of it is pure and holy, and has never been touched by limited or negative belief. It is a living part of me, the living part of you. When you have learned to elevate this submerged mind and integrate it with your surface consciousness, your entire being will take on its holy nature, and you will come to find that, as Jesus taught, it is indeed not robbery to be equal with God. Your submerged mind extends into the central area of feeling, the heart. I live also in your heart as a reservoir of love that is immeasurable. Your hopes and dreams and high aspirations rise up from this reservoir of feeling. They are the echoes of my still small voice, bursting through to your surface mind like notes of music springing out of the silence, forever urging you onward toward more prolific expression of your hidden skills and talents. Unfortunately, however, much more than hopes and dreams and high aspirations has been born in your central reservoir of feeling. For mind and heart have always worked together to form a powerful force. When thought combines with feeling, activity is set in motion, things are brought about. The more intense the feeling, the greater is the active force. And that's thoughts, emotions, actions, results. Like I was talking about earlier. The thought produces the emotion creates the action, and the action creates the result. And you're totally responsible for the entire process. It is for this one reason, simple though it may sound, that the many kinds of troubles which plague the world have been brought into existence. My children have misused their thoughts. They have misused their feelings. And if you need an acronym for that, it's TEAR, or TEAR. TEAR, thoughts, emotions, actions, results. My children have misused their thoughts. They have misused their feelings. Innocently doing so, of course, not knowing of the mighty forces set in motion when thoughts and feelings blend. It is because of this misuse of thought and feeling that my planet Earth has been perverted. In actuality, it is a perfect world which I prepared, with tender care and filled abundantly with my presence. However, since thoughts and feelings are living forces, and my children have let their thinking sink to imperfect levels, imperfect conditions are in operation, abounding and rebounding, superimposed, as it were, over my beautiful planet like a sinister spider web. This superimposed web of destructive forces is merely the subcreation of the surface mind, the strictly human side of mind, which evolved away from the Father consciousness and left my treasure chest of wisdom beneath the level of awareness. Jesus called this web of subcreation appearances. Knowing that it lacked a foundation in reality, he taught the people of the world not to judge by appearances. He knew the power of the subcreation was none other than the power which surface minds were giving it by belief in negative conditions and fear of destructive forces. He knew also of that submerged center of divine omniscience, which is a living part of every soul on earth. He called this center the Father consciousness and taught that he who is within you is stronger than any power without. The creative power of thought and feeling originating in the submerged mind is 10,000 times as great as the creative power of thought and feeling originating in the surface mind. For this reason, the destructive forces running rampant on the subcreation can be overcome by anyone who learns the truth of how to integrate the surface mind with the Holy Father consciousness. Anyone can overcome these dark forces by integrating the surface mind with the Father. When I created you in my image and likeness, I made you perfect and placed you in a perfect world. I gave you a mind which is whole. It is one with me. Within that one mind, however, are many rates of vibration resulting in many levels of consciousness. At the summit of the highest level of human consciousness, there is a door through which you can slip and be free from all the influences you are under in the subcreation. The subcreation, chapter 2. The door. To call the web of human subcreation appearances is not to say that it is imaginary. Actually, it is real, painfully, sometimes inhumanly, real and active. Within this web of collective forces are included many experiences which have been accepted as the way life is. Wars, conflicts, violence, strife, and troubles in any form, poverty, disease, old age, the cycles of death and rebirth, the struggle of mankind to understand himself and his universe. Since such imperfections have generally been accepted without question, very few of my lost children have tried to find perfection by coming to realize that I have already given to each and everyone a mind that knows all things and has all power, and a life force which cannot age, since it is the essence of eternal youth. Instead of reaching this point of realization, some of my children think I've thrown them into the searing earthly experiences so they can learn to face troubles and live with them. Some think it is my way of punishing them for past sins. Others think that the reason for it all is that I am attempting to form perfect beings by slow trial and error methods, shaping a little here, rounding a little there, filling off somewhere else, a process which is supposed to go on for thousands of lifetimes while each is being honed down to the essence I want. Still, others believe that I am testing to see if they are worthy to inherit heaven after death. If found unworthy, the belief goes, Satan will inherit the soul, and it will be tormented forever in a lake of fire and brimstone. All of these stories are products of the surface mind, misinterpretations of my word. Jesus came to earth to set men free from such beliefs, to let my children know that as they think in their hearts, so are they. How do you think in your heart? Is that not the area of deep feeling commonly known as the subconscious mind, which is fully conditioned by past happenings, by fears and doubts and unpleasant memories, by mixtures of the good as well as the bad, until most of your actions and reactions have become automatic habits? This heart is a very important center to understand. is like a vast reservoir, constantly being filled with whatever you pour into it through the surface mind. The quality of the ideas in your personal reservoir determines the quality of your actions and reactions. If you have filled your reservoir with accepted human beliefs and limitation, then you are limited in all your actions. But if you are willing to empty out your cup or your heart and let me fill it with eternal truth, you will experience a transformation. Your heart is your creative center. It is like a powerful dynamo transmuting the thoughts and emotions with which you fill it into manifested form. For instance, why is it that things Job feared came upon him? He mulled his fears in his mind, and they were so alive for him, so intense. They blended with his feelings and fell into the creative reservoir where they were transformed into the very substance of the image in his surface mind. This creative endowment of your heart center is not a bizarre flaw in the way I made you. It was my intent that the desire of your heart should always be fulfilled. Through proper use of this creative reservoir, anything that the Father has can be manifested in your own life if you are persistent and your yearnings are intense. Let's take a look at Job. Let's see if we can pull that up real fast. Let me switch windows here. Okay. Very strange. It's like nobody is getting to see this. That's weird. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Let's go to Job here. Job. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. And that man was a blameless and upright one who feared God and turned away from evil. 7 sons and 3 daughters were born to him. His possessions included 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 female donkeys. In addition, he had a very great household. Thus, he was the greatest of all the people in the East. Now his sons used to go and hold a feast in the house of each one in turn, and they would send and invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. When the days of their feasting were finished, Job would send for them and sanctify them. He would get up early in the morning and offer burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job thought, perhaps my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. This was Job's customary practice. He is offering the source energy to his personas, is what he's doing. Job would send for them and sanctify them. He would get up early in the morning and offer burnt offerings, offering an ascending spirit, burnt offerings to the number of them all. Them all is his subconscious. For Job thought, perhaps my children is my subconscious, have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. This was Job's customary practice. Satan's accusation of Job. This is a thinking mind. Now the day came when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord and Satan. The Lord is the creator in you. It's you. You are the creator. You have to understand that. And Satan is your thinking mind that's trying to convince you you're not. Also arrived among them. The Lord said to Satan, where have you come from? And Satan answered the Lord, from roving about on the earth and from walking back and forth across it. So the Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? There is no one like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man, one who fears God and turns away from evil. Then Satan answered the Lord, it is for nothing that Job fears God. Have you not made a hedge around him and his household and all that he has on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his livestock have increased in the land. But extend your hand and strike everything he has, and he will no doubt curse you to your face. You see that? Satan answered. It's for nothing that Job fears God. He's talking about himself. He's saying, it's for nothing that I'm fearing God. Have you not made a hedge around me, my household, my temple, my personas, and all that's on every side? Have you not blessed the work of my hands, my livestock, and increased because I'm an infinite being in the land? But extend your hand and strike yourself down. So the Lord said to Satan, all right then, everything he has is in your power. It's in the thinking mind now. What happens? Only do not extend your hand against the man himself. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. This is how powerful you are. I want you to see this. Job's integrity in adversity. Now the day came when Job's sons and daughters, the masculine and feminine, the feminine is the feline, were eating and drinking wine in their oldest brother's house. And a messenger came to Job, saying, the oxen were plowing and the donkeys were grazing beside them, and the Sabeans swooped down and carried them all away, and they killed the servants with the sword. And I, only I alone, escaped to tell you. While this one was still speaking, another messenger arrived and said, the fire of God has fallen from heaven and has burned up the sheep and the servants and has consumed them. And I, only I alone, escaped to tell you. I wonder who the I, only I alone escaped to tell you is. While this one was still speaking, another messenger arrived and said, the Chaldeans formed 3 bands and made a raid on the camels and carried them all away. And they killed the servants with the sword, and I, only I alone, escaped to tell you. Who is I, and only I alone escaped to tell you? Well, this one was still speaking with another messenger arrived and said, your sons and your daughters were eating and drinking wine in their oldest brother's house, his temple, his home, his body. And suddenly a great wind swept across the wilderness and struck the 4 corners, because it's a fortress that's made around us, the 4 corners of the house, and it fell on the young people and they died. And I, only I alone, escaped to tell you. His personas died. Then Job got up and tore his robe and shaved his head, and he threw himself down with his face to the ground. He said, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will return there. Do you not see what happened to Job? The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. May the name of the Lord be blessed. In all this Job did not sin, nor did he charge God with moral impropriety. He said, I must decrease. So I, and I alone, who escaped to tell you, can increase. One of the coolest stories in the Bible right here. And it used to mean something totally different to me. Totally different. Let me go ahead and switch back to the book here. Boom. Cool. Your heart is your creative center. It's like a powerful dynamo, transmuting the thoughts and emotions with which you fill it into manifested form. For instance, why is it that the things Job feared came upon him? He mulled his fears in his mind, and they were so alive for him, so intense, they blended with his feelings and fell into the creative reservoir where they are transformed into the very substance of the image in his surface mind. The creative endowment of your heart center is not a bizarre flaw in the way I made you. It was my intent that the desires of your heart should always be fulfilled. Through proper use of this creative reservoir, anything that the Father has can be manifested into your own life if you are persistent and your yearnings are intense. However, since I created only perfection, I did not mean for you to fill your minds with images of evil. Letting these evil images drop into the creative reservoir and come back to you manifested as outer forces over which you have no personal control. Your ever-active heart center works on an automatic basis. It projects a mold, as it were, into my uncreated spiritual elements, and this mold assumes the shape of whatever has been strongly visualized in the surface mind. The heart center does not screen out experiences and materialize only that which is good for you, since the surface mind itself is the screening master. And once an image has fallen into the feelings and been sustained there, the manifestation of the image perceived is automatic. Therefore, an emptying out of your surface mind is essential to your ability to realize and experience the perfection of my cosmos. And isn't that what happened to Job? Right? Livestock, everything, down to his children, which is his personas, right? And that's what astrology and all this is all about too. Talking about the same thing. Here, let's actually jump over here. The archetypal wheel. The 12 houses of the wheel. The 12 houses of the archetypal wheel are divided as follows. Number 1, personality, ego. The face you present to the outside world. Number 2, life values, ownership, finances, your relationships to earthly power. Number 3, self-expression, siblings, the power of choice. Number 4, home, establishing your emotional foundation. Number 5, creativity, good fortune, erotic energies, including creativity, sexuality, and synchronicity and chance. Number 6, occupation and health, seeking security in the physical world. Number 7, relationships, marriage, and partnerships. Number 8, other people's resources, stocks, inheritance, death, and closure. Number 9, spirituality, wisdom, publishing, travel. 10, highest potential, completing the integration of the self. 11, interaction with the world, relating your creativity to humanity. And 12, the unconscious. The unconscious, conscious mind. The archetypal wheel is the intuitive tool that makes symbolic information accessible to you. Now, let's check out these archetypes here. And my girlfriend actually hooked me up with this site. Determining your archetypes. In sacred contracts that provide an extensive series of questions, here's a partial listing of archetypes. These are the different archetypes, and you have Carl Jung showed, I've got that you have, everybody has 4 common archetypes. And remember, the 4 is key because it's the fortress, or the 4 angles, right? The 4 horsemen. It's a tetragrammaton, right? The name of God. And God is in a box, by the way. Just saying. So Carl Jung said that we all have 4 archetypes. It's the prostitute, the victim, the child, and the saboteur. The other 8, I believe, are the vibrational, dimensional aspects of ourself. Right? I believe that we are in this kind of 7th density here body. This could be a 7th density body. We're only experiencing the 3D, but we have far more. There's far more of us. That way, when you see in the Bible and other books, and it talks about, I open doors that no one can close. I close doors that no one can open. It's talking about the dimensional aspects of yourself, right? The only begotten Son. It means I ascend and descend both ways, never ending, infinitely, expanding, expressing, creating, always, in beautiful peace and love and light and truth, joy, everything good. I am the only begotten Son, and so are you, and so is everybody, right? Jesus was trying to show us how we could have the same thing that he had. And you see here in the depiction, you see the lion's head, right? The lion's head. And he's got the rod in his hand, symbolizing kingship or power. And the serpent crawling around his feet, where he's standing on his weight, his magnetic weight, stabilizing himself, balancing. It's all about alignment. Everything that you see is about alignment. And see how the feline, the feminine, is on the top now? Because its being is transfigured. Aeons has and this is actually a really good book too, by the way. gets into the different archetypes. Well, these other dimensional aspects are your different archetypes. Here, let's go back over here. Shit. Yeah. Here we go. Here's some different archetypes. The actor, the anarchist, the bureaucrat, the caregiver, the companion, the crone, detective, diplomat, dreamer, fool, god, healer, historian, knight, magician, matriarch, muse, networker, patriarch, poet, priest, prophet, puck, rebel, revolutionary, sadist, scholar, seductress, servant, sidekick, storyteller, thief, tyrant, visionary, wizard, and each one of us have 8 of these that come out of here. Some of the archetypes in the list will jump out at you to say, you know me. I've been a part of your life ever since you can remember. It could be an archetype that is aligned with your occupation, for example, the politician, the craftsperson, the athlete, the teacher, the scholar, or the judge. It may also be an important characteristic that defines your nature apart from your work, the monk or the nun, the poet, the lover, the rebel, so forth. But then you have to dig a little deeper. Some archetypes that you may feel drawn to, like the mystic or visionary or healer, may be largely a matter of wishful thinking. Many of my students like to see themselves as mystics, for instance, but I ask them to take a serious look within and determine whether the hard work and sacrifice that go with that identity have been a part of their life for many years. Some people like to be mystics during the summer retreat or on the weekend or for half an hour every morning, and that's great, but to include an archetype in your intimate family of 12, you need to be able to trace its lifelong influence on you. And notice how it's called your intimate family of 12. And what happened with Job? His family was killed. Do you not making the connection? We connecting here? Hope so. Hope so. Right here, I'm going to give you guys a link to this too, where you can go check this out. I must do a shit ton of reading. Well, yeah, I do. I do. Let's see. Let's see what we have in the chat. The Lord and Satan are buddies in the book of Job. They are, ain't they? Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird how the Lord and Satan are buddies in the book of Job? That's weird, isn't it? You know why? Because you're both of them. You're both of them. That's why. It's God. The devil is just man's thinking mind. That's all it is. That's all it is. Matter of fact, like, you know what happens when the new heaven and the new earth become about, which they are right now, by the way. They're being created in this very moment, right in this moment. The ever-present now. All of the old prophecies and everything that you have heard of in the past never happened. Never happened. It was because we learned how to change the future. That's why the new heaven and the new earth comes about. It's because we figured out how to tap in to the Father in every single one of us. It's because we no longer held anything against other people, no matter what they've done, no matter what they do. Because we had a belief in a power that can't be seen, but can be seen. But in our old way of thinking, the miracles and all of that have been described, oh, well, that, usurps the physical reality. Yes, it does. And so do you. There is no rules. There is no laws. There is no limits to anything we do. To anything we think. It's made in our heart and it's created, right? Like a tear. Thoughts, emotions, actions, results. We are God, each one of us, an individual piece, a fractal, a fragment of the infinite, though. So that means we are infinite as well. That means we have the fullness of God within us and in everything, every facet, every aspect of our existence, eternally, never ending, always expanding. Crazy to think Lucifer actually sat guarding over the throne of God. Is it though? Is it crazy to think? You have a panel. John needs a seat there. Well, I'm down. Crazy to think that Lucifer actually sat guarding over the throne of God. Well, yeah. But Lucifer represents a fallen angel, right? He exalted himself over the Most High. Which, there's no Lucifer, by the way. Just saying. If you're going to be a part of the new world, the new reality, the new heaven, the new earth, then all of the old don't exist. That's of a fallen, flawed way of thinking, a mentality, a fallen, flawed creation, not by God, but from man, of our own selves. So we have to take responsibility and accountability for it and change it now. And understand the prophecies, null and void. Planet X, who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. We could stop that planet in the sky if it were there. We could blow it up with our minds if it were there. There's nothing that can destroy us, nothing that can stop us, nothing that can limit us, nothing that we don't know, nothing we can't do, nothing we can't, nowhere we can't go, we can't be. We can reverse our aging, we can heal ourselves. There is no limit to any one of us whatsoever. And the only way you'll ever know that and be able to do that is by finding the real you. It's been hidden from you. You may even think that you know it. You don't. You couldn't before now. You appreciate the ads? That's awesome. Materialistic bullshit, it's the best. Is that a projection of you or me, Mike? Is that an insecurity of yours or mine? See? That's the ego trying to take away from what I'm saying. Is money bad? Is it? They do not understand consciousness. They do not where to look for it. Whatever makes anyone think it's in these human reality suits. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. And look, I love everybody. I'm not upset what nobody thinks. I just know you're not there yet. That's all I know. And I still love you anyways. So it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. In my reality, my world, you're an extension of myself. And in your reality, your world, no, whichever one that said it, that's the one I'm speaking to. You tell me which one. Money is a necessary evil, but there's no such thing as evil. So money is just necessary. See how you need to clean up your thinking there? You're still trapped in the paradigm of good and evil, of duality. That's the trap. You guys get me? It's free will. You want to create a fucking hell around you, go ahead. It's your choice. But you'll live it. You'll experience it. You don't have to die. Do you understand that? You create your death through your karma. It doesn't mean you don't keep on living. You do. None of us ever die, ever. But it's our beliefs that solidify our reality. That's why we have to let it all go. Get out of here. Get in here. And be quiet. Shut the fuck up. How about doing that? Shut the fuck up. And listen. When's the last time you did that? And not to me, to you. Listen to you. Not to me, to you. When's the last time you did that? I bet it's been a while. I bet it's been a long fucking while. I bet it's been never. I bet you've never even heard your own fucking voice. That would be upsetting to me. Especially once you know the voice. Then you know what you've been missing out on. Then you know, whoa. Whew. Trying so hard to grasp all this, don't try. Don't try. There's no trying necessary. It's just opening yourself up to it and trusting you, not me. This has nothing to do with me. This is nothing to do with me. We all do, Skip. Skip says, I need to work on shutting the fuck up. I do too. I do too. When I get on here on YouTube, my ego comes blowing through here all the fucking time. You know? I need to work on shutting the fuck up as well. So it's not just, you know, like I'm saying, it's all for me. I'm not talking to you even. I'm talking to me. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's got nothing to do with me. It's you. And if you just find you, then we're good. I'm good because you're good. You're good because I'm good. We are the same. We are the same person. I'm trying to tell you we are the same person. We are brothers and sisters, however you need to look at it. To make you feel love. To make you understand. Yes, someone is always right though. It's just not us. I'm never right. But the Father always is right. Always. The root of evil? There you go. What is the root of evil? Here, let me show you what the root of evil is. This is the root to evil. This is your root. See? The root chakra. There's the root to evil. There's the root to evil. That's the root. Oh, yeah. What? What are you saying, John? Yeah, I'm saying that's the root to evil. That's what they're talking about. That's what they're talking about. And that's what this process is about too, by the way. Right? Getting past. Clearing everything out. Making yourself in alignment because you are a magnetic being. Creating a positive existence of infinite expression that has your highest trajectory of greatest good always in perpetual motion infinitely. That's what you're trying to align for right now. That's what you're needed to align for right now. If you can hear what I'm actually saying to you, and some of you will, some of you will not. If you can hear what I'm actually saying to you right now, that's the mission right now. We have to do it now. Okay? Doesn't mean put pressure on yourself. There's no pressure. Time doesn't exist. It's just a human construct. It's a human construct. But we have to get ourselves in alignment magnetically right now. The reversal has already begun. And it's within you. You changing, polarizing towards positivity, to light. Going up Jacob's ladder, not down. Right? That virus of the crown, you don't want to be positive for that, do you? No. You don't want to let nobody take your crown. So you need to go retrieve it. Because the crown is you. You are the crown. This is where it all flows in. As I'm telling you, there's nothing we can't do, nothing we can't have, nothing. Everything you need. The Bible doesn't mention planets, it says the sun, moon, and stars. Yeah, I get you. Well, thank you. Not true, John. You're the least egotistical truth seeker. Well, thank you. I love you. But I am egotistical, just like everybody else. I am. Trust me. Mine may not manifest always here, but they do manifest Ask my girlfriend. I have ego too, so I'm not immune. Not immune. Um, Thank you for the knowledge and blunt honesty. Hey, man, I love you guys. I love you guys, and I just appreciate everything. No, you're God. No, Mike, bro, you're such a smart person, man, and that sucks because smart people can sometimes. This is what I'm struggling with too. So like we're in the same place, I believe. Um, that's your thinking mind keeps coming back up. Couldn't it be though? Well, what if? Well, shouldn't we? Or but there's no but. There's no but, brother. No, there is no error. Error is a human construct. It's a human concept. Do you think the infinite creator has error in his vocabulary? No, it's complete perfection. Infinite perfection and expression, always. We're just given free will to do it too, and we suck at it. We suck at it. We're not good at it. But we can be, and we are now. We're ready to be now. We're ready to be now. And if we can get things switched the other direction, do you know how many people is going to come with us? 2/3 of the world. 2/3 of the world. Yeah. Maybe envy. Envy is a thing? Sure. Sure. And that's what our worldly self does it not? It envies that godly self of us. It's like that's where that comes from. But we need to integrate the two. That's what we're trying to do right now. We've been taught through religion, throw it all out. But we've been taught that our feelings are wrong, that it's wrong to feel, right? We've been taught that. We've been taught that, if especially if it feels good, we're taught it's bad. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's an indicator of your magnet going in the right direction when it feels good, right? You guys have heard me say this before, years ago, that emotions are a physical manifestation of creation, right, within us. And once again, I'll go back to the tier thing. Thoughts, emotions, actions, results. Right? So that pre-existing creation as you puts that thought into motion, becomes the emotion, the energetic motion, kinetic motion, which we're going to be getting into kinesiology and all types of stuff on this channel. Do you make beautiful mistakes? I make beautiful mistakes for sure. Yes, I do. All the time. I do. All the time. And these energetic motions, right? These energy motions that are coming out in the forms of crying, laughing. We're giving off energetic vibrations when we do this. You have to understand that you're responsible for the whole of your creation, not just the little slice you think you live in. That's one small fragment of all of you. Okay? Kid Rock says, if it's real, you feel it. Well, Kid Rock is illuminated, so he knows what's up, right? It just and we can't judge either. This is another thing that I've really been struggling with too. We can't judge how another person's experience with the Father is. Like, you see someone that you believe is illuminated and they belong to some cult and all this shit, don't judge it, man. Let it go. It's not your concern. It's not your worry. Okay? Let them do how they're going to do, because their experience is designed for their ultimate, well, it should be. It's designed for their ultimate expression as well, because that's how the Creator made it. So they may need to go on the road they need to go on. It's not for us to judge, which road they choose. Just let them do it. Love them anyways. Don't judge them. Like, see, and this is what religion has done to us. We're walking around pointing the finger at each other. We're like, well, that guy from the Best Damn Podcast, he's a fucking shill. Oh, God, I hate him. Global Witness, he's a shill. Oh, Jacob Israel, shills. Yeah. No. That stuff's got to stop. It doesn't matter what anyone else in the world, anywhere, is doing. I don't care if they're deceiving 10 billion people. You can't deceive one of us. We are the infinite fucking creator, is what I'm trying to tell you. We can't be deceived unless we deceive ourselves. No one has control over you unless you give it. Every day you're taking, and I read this in a book actually, every day you're taking a vote on not to vote ever again in the process of your creation. When you're allowing the outside influence of the world to constrict you and keep you down. Every day you're taking a vote to never vote again on anything. Do you not understand how fucking constricted a person would become from something like that? Your father used to say, if you don't see it, it doesn't exist. That was a different time. It didn't to him. That was a different time. It doesn't to the physical. It doesn't to the ego. It doesn't to the thinking mind. That's the state we've descended into. We've taken the vote not to vote every fucking day for how many cycles? Thinking that we have to do the shit. Thinking that God wants us to do it. How crazy. Don't trust no man. It's talking about yourself. Don't trust your thinking mind. Don't trust your ego. Don't trust those doubts, those questions, all those things. Don't trust that. Trust the one thing that you can trust, which is you. The true you. And integrate it with the projection of you. Make the two align. Make the two blend and become one. Yeah, there's plenty. And you will see. That's the thing. It's your belief that you can't see is why you can't. It's your belief that you can't see is why you can't. It's your belief that you get old is why you get old. Through your faith, you were healed. Through your belief, you were healed. Right? It's your belief that will bring a giant fucking planet in the sky. It's your belief that will cause a world war. It's your belief. You guys like that stuff, right? We love that. Oh shit, he's talking about fear now. Destruction. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. What, no comment today, John? Sorry. No more comments. All conquers all. Tia in the house, no doubt. All conquers all. What about the evil of murder and rape, child rape? Is that okay for the God person to do under free will? The God person would never infringe upon another's free will. The God person would never infringe upon another's free will. John, I don't know how I found you. I am glad I did. I have been here for 3 months. Well, Shelly, I love you. So I like to see you here all the time. Love conquers all, no doubt. Well, maybe there's something to what you were saying in all conquers all. Because there's no conquering of anything. Nothing needs to be conquered. You've already won. It's already over. There's nothing you can do to be good enough. There's nothing you can say to convince anyone. We need none of that. It's already given to you. Think about it. What makes more sense? A loving creator that created you with the fullness of his inheritance. And why is that so hard for you to believe that you don't deserve it, that you can't have it, that you can't get it, that you aren't God too? Why is that so hard for you to believe? Why don't you want to accept that? Why are you rejecting? You're spitting in the face of yourself right now. By saying, I can't be God, John. No, I'm sorry. I can't do that. No, thank you. Why? What have you done in your life to convince you you're not worthy. Let it go. It's a lie. It's belief. It's bullshit. That's the thinking mind. That's the beast. Man. That's duality. Telling you, no. We can't have this. Let's go back down here where it's safe in our nice little box and let's die. And let's murder, let's kill, let's suffer, let's hate ourselves and everyone else. And let's disconnect and cease to exist with everyone else. Holographic mind, holographic universe. We are all fractals of the infinite creator. We are one universe, inseparable and indivisible, which you do to others, you do to yourself. Remove all confusion, beyond all illusion. Remember thyself. And everybody, check out Ali's YouTube channel. Actually, a really great one. You watch Bruce Almighty, John gets it. I was thinking about Bruce Almighty just last night. I'm thinking, damn, we're all Bruce Almighty, and we just don't know it. How crazy is that? That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the message of today. You won't want all those emails. Yeah, hey, I'm very, very grateful for the Best Damn Fam, for sure. You guys have, you have really, you've stoked my fire over the years, so I'm afraid to think I am God. That's okay. It's okay. You're afraid to think that, isn't that impossible to separate if we're all one? There is no separation, exactly. There is no separation. But whatever your reality is what you create. So Jeffrey, not everybody is, in my world, everyone will. In your world, everyone will. In Ali's world, in Shelly's world, in Tia's world, in Erica's world, everyone will. But remember, it is free will. So there will be, you are loved, brother. Yes, you are loved too. So there will be those that they have choices, just like you do. Yes, there you go. When you find this voice inside, this experience of life is amazing. It's somebody who's actually found it, trying to tell you. They know what I'm talking about, even though I'm not telling you directly. How is that? How do they know what I'm talking about, even though I'm not telling you directly? Or am I telling you directly? And I'm just pretending like I'm not. Which one is it? You are me as I am you. Exactly. Exactly. You needed to hear this today. You've been wrapped up in your head lately. But this has been a true eye-opener. Free will. Yes. Let's go to Ollie's YouTube channel. Matter of fact, let's see what you created here recently. I really like Ollie, by the way, guys. So, let's pull up his YouTube channel here. Remember, tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, I will have Derek Bros, a Global Witness, joining me. And, yes. Let's take a look at some shit.
Right now to play this part, this role in this stage play that you're involved in. Everything is an illusion. You've all signed on to be here.
And the sacred geometry don't lie, by the way. Now, what would be at the end of this triangle, y'all? People, right? In a box, on a wall. And that'll be the movie. You got the machine, the light, and the wall. the trinity of our holographic reality. That represents God in heaven and God on earth. And the intermediary is the Holy Ghost dove, which is the white light, the white dove that look like the Holy Ghost. Heaven is the machine. The Holy Ghost dove is an intermediary being, an interdimensional ghost, which represents the light on its way to earth being the wall. And once the light hit the wall, reality is created. Reality that can't be created without the source light, which is why in Genesis it starts off, let there be light. Because when you cut this thing on, as the light travel to the wall, it take a minute for the light to get to the wall.
Wow. You know what that looks like? That vibrational wave looks like Tonga Tonga. How strange.
All you got at first is pure light of creation. Now once that light get to the wall,
I wonder what time it is.
now you can see trees, humans, birds, and all of that on the wall. Now the physical creation is born
Oh, the two U's with the real U on top.
from the light once it's reached its projection point. They call that point ground zero, which is where man is born from the ground up based upon the light projecting onto the.
And the projector, is that the serpent feeding upward into the projection, or the magnet right here projecting outward? Weird. Strange how everything in creation follows the same rules of creation, but you still fucking think that it doesn't. It's just your world, right? No. Yeah.
The wall or the ground in our case. So you got man on the wall, the triangle, then the machine at the top. And that turns into man on the wall being the earth, the triangle in between, and the machine at the top being the saucer. But the spinning saucer is just the wheel or the reel of the source creator running the light code. And when the light marries the darkness, you get matter and dark matter, creating the universe of getting physical from light. And I'm doing it so graciously and brilliantly. All probabilities will be canceled out within infinity. If it can probably happen, it already happened. Everything
If it can probably happen, it's already happened.
already happened, and we just waiting on it to play out, which is we're trapped in a movie, and the movie is running in real time.
You can change the script anytime you want. The script is being written as it goes along.
Immersed in your own.
Why is the power of suggestion so important? Why do they do semantics and priming and neuro-linguistic programming? Why? Why is it important with gematria and witchcraft? And black magic is nothing but the blackness of the veil over your eyes to the true nature of your being. But why is this being used? Why is this so influential? Why is the world the way it is? Because of you. It's your world. Your reality. Your creation. Your God. Now, you may not believe me yet, some of you. But stop thinking. Stop thinking. Stop trying to fucking figure it out with your if your intellect ain't done it by now, it's not going to. Just saying. Right? You keep spinning in circles and shit. Like, oh, yeah. Well, maybe it's like this. Maybe it's like, no. You just don't know. And neither do I. It's only when we initiate ourselves into the light, the truth, the wholeness of the source creator, the all. Nothing is apart from God. Nothing. Technology, it doesn't matter what it is, it's not apart from God. They're trying to synthesize the process of God because they can. That's why it's even come about. The whole artificial system, that shows you. There's your proof that you can synthesize the same fucking process. The whole artificial creation of all of it. Look around you at technology and tell me you can't do that too. Because it's already happened. It's already been done. Why can't you? I feel like a few people's going to take their power back today. Hopefully it's you watching this now.
Auric light, lowercase I, with these ripples around you. You could compare this to nature. Like I said, every human is a ripple effect. It's a vibratory frequency. You can dial it in just like this ripple effect, and it'll happen every time. Think of cymatics, where each different frequency on the table will make a different unique shape. Unique mean ain't nothing else like it. And that unique shape can have a million variations of itself. So think of the human as a unique cymatic shape, a vibratory being that's immersed in the elements. And once the elements start to cover the vibratory energy, which is the soul, the invisible man is revealed, and he looked the same. And every human got the same name, which is I. No matter what your name is, you say, I want to do this, I want to do that, no matter where you go. And that's called a human, which is the I, the lowercase I. Every human and animal on earth share this one name called the I. And that's the sacred geometric shape of the human. You know, when you look at a ripple effect, you're in the middle of your own vibratory energy field.
Look. And he's going to play something from my video, I guess. Everything that we deal with is a spiritual battle, right? We don't wrestle against flesh, but principalities, powers, and dominions. So that's saying everything in this world is a manifestation of the spiritual. So it starts there.
Meaning you have to go within yourself and start working with this power.
And let me just take you back here to iPad Goat on the screen. What is this scene depicting? What is this scene depicting? What are the images I'm showing you all the time with Set and Ra and Jupiter and just all of those different images? It's all the same thing too. All of it. All of it is the same thing. Notice what happened to Christ here as he's on his boat. His ship, his vessel, which is now balanced. The rod on one side, Set or Anubis, the god of the underworld, on the other. He's completely balanced in his boat. His light has been ignited. His flame has been ignited. He's found the I Am through the journey. The crown of thorns has left his head, and Babylon, or Egypt, the Great Pyramid, the stone pyramid, has been knocked down.
Or of the heart consciousness, that it can integrate everything into one consciousness and then be without any contradiction.
The heart is linked to the soul, is the link to the source.
When you create, you bring your imagination into view. Knowledge of self, redemption, that's all you need.
There's only one way, come back into your heart. All you gotta do is activate your heart.
Good stuff, Ollie. I'm going to put this link in the chat here for you guys. See the scorpion? Yep, I see the scorpion. You're blessed. Nazi salute on the left. Okay. Alright. Delta 10. Prison planet. God is very close to putting us as witness to this shit. What if you put you as the witness to this shit? What if you put you as a witness to this shit? That way you would wake up one day and realize it wasn't a prison at all, that you created it. Ooh. Truth is self-evident. Is it though? It's a really funny word, self. If you take those letters and you rearrange them, you have elves. right? The elves are like, demons or fairies or personas. Make up the selves. It's the I am, the infinite expression. Those who refer to themselves as the Olympians, well done, take a bow, you defeated yourselves. Absolutely. We are the son of God. We are the children of God. We are Zeus. We are all of it. We are Kronos. Do you understand? Now, every negative connotation you have with any of the mythologies and all that, those were set in place to get us to go up in vibrational stages. I've talked about this with the Aquarian Gospels of Jesus the Christ. That when Christ finally ascends in the book, he asked, why am I the Messiah? Which you're the Messiah too, by the way. Why am I the Messiah? Why am I the Christ? Why am I, why? How? So they're like, well, look, over the ages of mankind, if you look at the history of all of us, like since Atlantis and Lemuria and all of these times of the lives that you and I have lived together, the symbolism, the words, the art, everything was a vibrational expression to set up now. The vibrational frequency to set up now. That's why the symbolism and all of that. Yes, some people do try to manipulate it to control others who are ignorant of the I am. Yes, they do. But it's from them. Damn, it's early. Yeah. Still waiting for that link in the chat. I thought I dropped that link in the chat. Sorry about that. I did now. Easy for demons to enter the impure sinners. Sure, I guess it's easy for them. But God's already there. John, you are so deep. Well, thank you. Thank you. Video play of Shadows 3 on BitChute. Everything is synchronized with what you're saying, bro. It's all in you at the beginning. You'll love it. Yes, I'm going to check it out too, by the way. I'm going to check it out. Play of Shadows 3 on BitChute, guys. You guys should check it out too. The Play of Shadows is really cool. Yes, we're known before creation. I know. And that's the thing. Look, you're gonna start going through your mind and you're gonna judge people because that's what the ego does. That's what the thinking mind does. You're going to find these things, and as I mean you, I mean me, are going to find these things to dismiss your power, to dismiss your authority, to dismiss your infinite expression. So just stop doing it now. Stop resisting now. Let go now. Let go. And trust the higher aspect of yourself. Trust the I am. Trust God. Trust God. And if you need God to be something separate from you, then you're separate from God. But there is no separation from God. No separation in God. I hope everyone is well too. Always. Always hope everyone is well. I appreciate you guys, man. I love all of you so much. Hopefully some of this resonated with you and you got something out of it. Tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Derek Bros, the Global Witness, will be joining me. We're going to be having really deep conversations about, just the Christ and everything. So every trigger is a lesson. No doubt about it. And it's about, recognizing those things and allowing them to be okay. You just got to be okay with it all. You made it. You created it. If you see it, it's because you need to. If you feel it, it's, what feels good. Go in that direction of what feels good to you. That's your body telling you you're in harmonic balance with your highest good. Okay? Super chat, Veritas. I love you, Johnny. Well, I love you too, brother. I love you too, man. And thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate that. That's a big super chat too. 50. Good looking, brother. I appreciate that, man. All right, guys, please. Beautiful. Thank you for always mirroring the resonance. Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt you too. Thank you for always mirroring the resonance too. We're all, and that's what's so cool about this. Like, we've been doing this with each other for years now, and we've finally done it to where we're at the point where we're setting it up for everyone else. It's all about to just unfold before your eyes. Why? Because you're unfolding. The unfolding one. That's you. That's you. So please subscribe, follow, whatever you're watching on. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like, whatever. Share this link for me and help me to get it out there. That way other people can discover what you have discovered, which is you. Fair enough, please. And if you want to support me, you can. The links are in the description below. Remember, like, any good deed, any loving act, you're doing it upon yourself too. So don't come from a place of finite limitation in any aspect of your life. Any aspect of your life. Because there's no end to you or your resources or the things that you have within you. You are abundance. Did I move to Baltimore? I am in Baltimore. I don't really want to share my location with people as far as like where I live and stuff, but yeah, I'm in Baltimore right now. Yes, I am, which has been very good for me to be hanging out in. So yeah, this is where my girlfriend lives. So that's why I am here. Yeah, 100th monkey. Exactly. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, guys. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for watching. Hit that thumbs up for me, too, if you're in the chat. All right, remember, Jesus is the truth, the way, and life. God bless you all. I love you, and I will see you next time. I'll see you tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern. Derek Bros, Global Witness. Peace.
Take my call, can't hear you all day. You don't want me, but it's okay. Never had the chance to make you feel some way. All my life, all this weight builds up now to change my fate. Leave this place, leave the hate. Leave this place, leave the hate.